Hi guys, and welcome back to Allotment Newbie. My name's Jenna and we're at my allotment plot in Doncaster. So I'm back from my 2 weeks holiday and I'm so glad to be back. There's so much to show you, good things and bad things, but apparently the weeds had a meeting and they have grown like crazy. Yeah, and that's just around the plum trees. The whole plot needs weeding. I've got about 3 months worth of weeding to do. So I've had my 2 weeks on holiday, feeling good and relaxed. Could not wait to get back to find out the good and the bad and the ugly. But the good news is, in the brassica little pollies, they're not polytunnels, what are they? Sort of like cloches, that's the word I'm looking for. There are some growing. I could not get my breath. I am so happy, you've no idea. So we need to pull back the protection, weed like crazy, put them back and hope for the best. So that's one job for today. The second job is I brought my sweet corn from home, and the area I'm putting it in, it was where I grew spuds last year, and I must have missed one, because if you look just there, that there is a potato plant. I'm not going to disturb it. I'm going to let it grow, see what happens. But all this area here needs weeding for the sweet corn. So we're going to do that second. I want to get the brassicas sorted first, because my next door neighbour that lives on that plot there, he's given me 2 collie plants to help me out, which was lovely of him, because I've only got a couple growing, but the fact that there's a couple growing is fantastic. And then Mr. G's given me 2 purple sprouting broccoli, so I need to find a little spot for them because they're actually quite big. So I might put them near where the peas are, because that's a bit of wasted land at the moment. But yeah, so there's a couple of jobs we need to do that we can do today. It's the late bank holiday Monday today. I was going to come yesterday, the day after I got back from my holiday, but it piddled it down. Are we shocked? Are we heck? So what I'm going to do first, I'm just going to show you the good stuff that's happened, that's been growing, that's looking fantastic, and then we'll get some work done. Okay? Right, let's go, gang. Okay, so here's my elephant garlic. Please ignore the weeds. Like I said, they had a meeting, and it's got a scape on it. It's going to trying to flower. So I'm going to take that off and hope we can still get something from it. Garlic's doing okay over here. However, I did notice one splitting before I left and forgot all about it before I go. So I'm actually going to pull it up just to see what's happened to it. So let's do that now. Hey guys, so what I need you guys to remember is this garlic was from a bulb that I bought from the supermarket, so I had no expectation of anything really. So we'll give it a pull up, we'll just see what's happening with it. We've still got others that are doing okay, got a bit of rust on them by the looks of it. But you know, like I say, you know what I'm like for experiments. I'm just happy to see what happens. So we'll just pull it up and see what's going off. Huh. Not sure what's happening there. It looks like each piece has sprouted. Maybe, possibly. I'm not sure. Give me your thoughts on what's happened here. And I'm going to have a look at it, like we'll give it a wash and figure out what's going off with that later on. So I'm going to leave that here. So yeah, that was exciting, wasn't it? First thing we've harvested and we don't even know what's going off with it. Because that was just one clove. It looks like it's split and, like I say, started growing again. So if you've any thoughts on it, let me know. And is it still edible? I don't know. We'll have to find out. So, while we're still in the fruit cage, I've just spotted something. Quickly just take you out to the way. Hang on. Get attacked by the net as always. Oh, cracky. Hang on. Right. See if we can see it together. What a strawberry. Ready to eat already. Look at that. That's breakfast served for me this morning. Right, let's keep having a look round. Look at those parsnips. They were tiny when I left. Look at them. For scale. I've got fat hands, but you know, aren't they amazing? I've given them a weed because there's a couple of weeds in there trying to take over, but these are fantastic. I'm so happy. Eek! And then if we just go up, you can see the experiment potatoes in that top corner there. There was one, but it's died. I don't know what's happened to it, but all the others seem to be doing okay. Again, needs weeding, but yeah, fantastic there. And then on the end here we planted the runner bean plants. They seem to be doing okay. The one that had snapped is growing. It's still actually got some new growth on it, but it's been chewed a bit. Some of them have been chewed, but you know, looking lovely. So then I'm going to take you around now to my onions. Looking okay, don't you think? I know the netting's not ideal. Look at these. These will be ready for harvesting soon. Looking fantastic. And the cursed raised bed has swapped places with the first one. So this one is actually now growing spring onions. Even after the fox pooped in it. And if we go over to the first one, nearly all of my spinach has gone. All of the lettuce has gone, which is really upsetting, but I can replant them because they're quick growers. Look at them. Spuds, growing fantastically. And look at the peas. Look at the size of them bad boys. They were approximately to about there when I left, and they're growing up lovely. If I can get you in really close, they're using the string look to pull themselves up, so that's great. And it's the same on the other side. It's focusing on the string, so let's pop round and have a look. Here we go. Look at them, and look how well it's grabbed onto the string. There was a little one which looks like it's been munched in the middle, but you know, not much I can do about that. But there's two brilliantly looking, gorgeous, healthy plants there. How great is that? Okay, pumpkin next. It's huge and it's got flowers on it, so that's great to see. The bulbs are planted are growing just there. Just over here, if you remember, I planted some bulbs with marigolds. They've all come through, which is fantastic. My dad's gooseberry plant is doing okay. It's got a little bit of new growth coming. I can see it. So yeah, overall, we're okay. I'm just going to show you the tomato plants in a minute. But like I say, we've got all this weeding to do. It's absolutely crazy. But, gotta do what you gotta do. Last thing to show you then is the tomato plants. Oh, nearly fell over as usual. So this one here is absolutely massive. Look at it. They were roughly about to here when I left. So there's all that growth on that one. These two are doing okay. Not as big. And then that's the one we bought from Mr. G. That has the little yellow tomatoes on it. Looking great, has flowers on it, which is fantastic. May need a bit of support soon. The marigolds are doing what the marigolds needed to do, and that was be sacrificial plants, because I can see all the slime on the leaves and stuff, and I've taken a slug off there already today. So they're doing great too. So that's great news. So the bad news is the beetroot and the radish have been chewed to death, which, you know, out of everything, you know, I'm not going to complain. They grow quite quick, so I can reseed those, and I'll do that next week. But on the scale of things, you know, I cannot grumble at all, at all. My dad's looked after the place well, so things are growing. It's just like I say, it's weed city, so we need to crack on with that now. So there's a big pause because I don't want to go and do the weeding. Okay, let's go. Right gang, so we finished that little job. I've just done a couple of pits just to show you rather than loads and loads of video, because the last 2 videos were nearly half an hour long. I apologise. We had a lot to do before I went on my holiday. As you can see from the background, we have rain clouds hovering. It's been raining while I've been weeding. It's taken me an absolute age to get it done. I've only done the bed itself, round the edges. I'm not too worried about. I can keep going over that as and when. So I'll very quickly show you what I've found in terms of the broccoli, and then we'll get it covered again with the cloche to keep it protected. Good days, good days, good days. Where did that come from? Anyway, so I'll quickly show you now. So we have these 2 bad boys, a little baby one down here, so that's 3, and there's a very tiny one just there, which is 4. I don't know if that will survive. It's got some grass growing next to it, and every time I tried to pull it, it was going to pull out the actual broccoli. But look at those 2, and this little one here, absolutely fantastic. Like I said, if I got at least one that grows to full maturity, I will be a happy allotment newbie. Right, next job peeps. So this is where the sweet corn's going. If you remember, I said this morning I've done some of the weeding. I found another potato plant and there's a flower growing there. So as potatoes grow down and sweet corn even grows up, we're going to leave them there and plant round. As long as we get it in the grid, I think we'll be all right. Right, let's go get the spade. Hey gang, so I've managed to get all the sweet corn in, dug it over and everything. Not quite in a grid as I'd hoped. I've made a mess of it if I'm honest, but I'll show you in a sec. It'll just need a good water. Some of them I've got collars on just to keep them a bit more sturdy in case of the wind. I was going to put a few planks of wood round it and sting it with string in case again of wind, but I'm going to leave it for a bit and just see how they go. So here we go. This is what they look like. So there you have it. The sweet corn is in. I was going to try and do it like a grid, but I was trying to avoid these potato plants as well. But they should be okay like that. They're very close together for when they grow. Maybe a little too close together, but you know what? I don't care. I'm all sweaty now. So you lovely lot. I've just been doing a few bits of other things before I start my next job. And I've just come back down to where the tomatoes are because I didn't spot this when I first came back this morning. So there's something I want to show you. So there you have it. I'm sorry I'm not keeping this very still, but we have our first tomato growing. Can you see it? There's one behind it as well. How amazing is that? I knew we had flowers. Did not know we had tomatoes growing. So 2 tomatoes so far, guys. Hee hee. So do you remember we did that parsnip leek thing before I went on holiday? I've scoured the bed. It's got loads and loads of weeds. This is going to be a nightmare. But I've seen some leeks come up. I think I've seen the odd parsnip. So I'll show you the leeks first, and if I can find one that I think is a parsnip, I'll show you that. Here we go. So that there in the middle, got my finger, there is a leek. The long one on its own. That's what they look like. There's one there and there's one there. I'm just trying to find a parsnip. There's another. Oh, I've lost it. There it is. Another leek there in the middle next to that lovely weed. I'm sure I saw one. Let's go see if we can find one. So leek, parsnip. Ah, here we go. That there is a parsnip. It's the only one oh no, there's a couple more I can see. But I'll be taking this netting off next week and giving it a good weed. So far so good. Hey, so we're just where the peas are, just here. You can't see them, they're just off shot. and there's a little bit of land just here that I'm going to use. If you can see them pots just there in the background, they have got purple sprouting broccoli in it. Now, Mr. G gave me them. He says they're probably a bit too big to be going in the ground now, as in, you know, they might be root bound in the pots or whatever. But he gave them to me to try out, so that's what we're gonna do. Maybe I should have dug this over properly first. Oh, I didn't mean to spin you around there. Oh, look at the sexy hairdo, look. Oh, I've got this wispy bit and it never goes away, never gets any longer. Anyway, so we've put them in. I think you can see them, my big fat legs in the way. Oh, there we go. There's one, and there's the other. Got a droopy leaf, but it's because it's grown the wrong way. It's twisted. We've got 2 purple sprouting broccoli there, so that's another job done. So I did want to get all the brassica beds weeded, but time is ticking on. I've been here since about 7:45. It's about 12, probably gone 12 now, because last time I looked at about 20 past 11, and that's when I was finishing sweet corn, and I've done other bits since then. So I need at least to get the collie bed done, because my next door neighbour Jim has given me 2 collie plants and they need to be planted today. So let's do it. Just wanted to tell you something before I got started. So I had another look at the garlic, the supermarket garlic, and I was worried that with all the rain we've had they might start to rot, so I pulled up a small one. They all seem to be at the same stage, just different size, if that makes sense, as in like they're starting to die back a little bit. Odd one has grown a scape, which I've taken off because they can be eaten. So bear with, this is my first garlic. I am absolutely buzzing. This is one of the smallest ones. Now, don't get me wrong, I know proper growing garlic goes a heck of a lot bigger, but that is not bad for supermarket garlic. There's 1, 2, 3, at least 4, 5 cloves on that. So I can either dry it out so it can be stored to be used in the future, or I do believe, I've seen of another YouTuber, I think it was, where you can peel it all back, get the cloves off straight away and freeze them, which is more than likely what I'm going to do, because then I can make garlic paste later on down the line. So yeah, we've had our first harvest and it's El Garlico. However, I picked out strawberry as well, so we also have a strawberry. small baby steps. So we have a strawberry, we have a proper full-on garlic bulb with cloves. I did pick a little one out that I knew wasn't going to get any bigger. But I can replant that in October. And then we have the one that's sort of split and started regrowing. So I'm going to look into what I can do with that. So, you know, we're still in May and we have little bits ready to go. So I'm quite chuffed with that, actually. Right, I'm going to get this next job done and then I'll show you when I finished. So guys, I have managed to get some of it done. Unfortunately, back's hurting now. So I got half of it done, look. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cauliflower plants. Like I say, I've done what I can. I'll finish weeding at a later date. I've also had a go, God, I can't see, there you go, look. The last one is our, well, should I say the third one, not the last one, that one there, is our Brussels sprouts. And we have, where is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plants there, which are doing fantastic. I've just quickly taken the cloche off and gotten all the big weeds out. There's still a lot of grass and stuff, so I'll keep coming back and doing a little bit at a time, get it all done and dusted. But it is now nearly 2 o'clock. I've been here since 7:45. I'm exhausted. I need a shower and something to eat. So I think it's time to go, kids. Honestly, I'm sweating like a little piggy. So anyway, guys, I'm going to get off. Rain cloud. It's supposed to have been raining by now, so I'm lucky. So, oh, very quickly before we do go, the last cloche was supposed to have the courgettes in, and I didn't think any had come up because there's that many weeds, I couldn't see any. However, there is little baby one, and I had tomatoes growing here last year. A tomato plant started growing there too. Oh dear, got a fly on my eye now. So I'm gonna leave them both because, you know, just see what happens. Leave them to it. Anyway guys, it's been great to have you along with me today. The sun is coming out. There it is, look. Even though there's a big grey rain cloud. So everything's been done and dusted for today that I can do. But everything's just looking amazing. Look at it. So green. Which is what I wanted. Anyway guys, I'm going to get going. It's been a pleasure as always. And from Allotment Newbie, I say goodbye. TTFN.